Yeah, man. We back again with High Priestess Sophia. High Priestess Sophia. Let's get into that. I'm a bit interested. When I hear High Priestess, my Harry Potter tingles go.
Okay, so
Only because I'm a high priest. So maybe I may be jumping the gun, but I'm thinking high priestess, light worker, spirituality, divine feminine. I'm talking to a witch here. Let's talk about witchcraft and magic.
magic indeed. Magic is part of our human identity. That, again, what I consider the imbalances that are happening in humanity right now is that a huge part of who it is that we are as humans, as multidimensional beings, has been tabooed, has been suppressed, hidden, judged, and again, polarized. And so that is why there is sorcery. That is why.
Oh. No. I'm stopping you for this reason. I once said, yay. Ngishilo ngathi lamanzi lawa anenkinga. Ngishilo. I once said, I think we're talking about the Witchcraft Suppression Act and all of that. And I said, the reason why we have what is known loosely as boloi, witchcraft, black magic, is because of suppression.
Absolutely. So that's the point that I was getting to, is that when we suppress an aspect of who we are and we create separation,
A false identity.
then that aspect of yourself that is hidden, that is judged, that is, what it does is it becomes so suppressed, it becomes a ghost. It goes into the shadow and it haunts you as dark sorcery. And so when you are haunted by such an occurrence, then you need to look at in what ways you are condemning the magic and the divinity that resides within you, because you will only have mirrored back to you that which you have suppressed within yourself.
You will have mirrored back to yourself that which
you have suppressed, denied within yourself. How have I denied my own inner magic, my own inner divinity?
How have I been denying myself? Okay.
That it starts to then throw a tantrum to try and to get your attention. So that we have to bring that into harmony within ourselves, into right relationship within ourselves as to who am I as a human and as a multidimensional being. How have I ignored myself? How have I judged, condemned? So we take on principles that were handed down from generation to generation because of this fear of our own magic, fear of our own power, but right use of that power. So imagine we all awaken to our own inner magic, what it is that we create. And if we speak about Egypt and Kemet, we are speaking about an empire, a society that once existed on this planet where the beings of that.
Magic was normal.
Absolutely.
Magic
It
was
was
everyday
part of
life.
everyday life, the way we heal others, the way we relate to each other, the way we express ourselves.
Excuse me. We're speaking about magic.
Absolutely. But it was common. It was common in that
And
empire.
the commonality of the magic
Mhm.
and the fact that you reference ancient Kemet. What's your memories of Kemet?
When we speak about past lives, I have one life. I have a soul that has transmigrated or has traveled through many bodies, many ancestors, many cultures, traditions, lineages, pieces of land, whether I have been a Native American, whether I have been in Tibet, I have lifetimes in Tibet, I have lifetimes in Egypt, and sometimes even more lifetimes in certain places of the world. I have lifetimes in Africa. And so when your soul travels for thousands of years, eons of time on this planet, the ka, that which we call our light body or soul, our most ancient
Idlozi.
ancestor, which is you, who you are, that remains with you always as an eternal being. I mean, you have even been in other planets, in other dimensions. You are not just multidimensional, you are an intergalactic being. And so we hold those memories within ourselves. And that's part of the wisdom that I have received from Kemet, that I come with in this lifetime, that was taught to me in those times in which my spiritual midwife and doula, the woman that held the sacred space for me to be initiated as high priestess, Sophia, has been able to support me to tap into that wisdom, into who am I as an ancestor? Who am I? My birth name, Kitsulufelo, Monare. But Tsholofelo is here in this lifetime.
This time,
Yeah,
this space.
this time, Tsholofelo. And of course, there are many other ancestors, blood ancestors that were.
Tsholofelo being here now, not to interrupt you, but Tsholofelo being here now, the meaning of the word Tsholofelo is an eternal existence.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It
so
connects to all these lives you are mentioning. Ke tsholofela gore you will answer the question, what is your memories in Kemet?
My memories in Kemet, I don't know if I necessarily want to disclose what happened in Kemet. I think that is quite personal.
Hence, I said it's a personal question. If you're uncomfortable with it, we can pass.
So my memory of Kemet is the wars. It's the conflict. Is the beginning of the deterioration and the fall of the empire of Kemet, which we are all still shattered. The wound, the Nubian people, the destruction of the Nubian empire. I was in Kemet recently, and part of the things that I had to do was to honor my Nubian ancestry, to to be embraced by my Nubian family. And that was immensely powerful. It was an incredible
Beautiful
soul
experience, I believe.
retrieval. And yes, mourn the loss of what had been lost in that time. And yes, we carry the wounds, but we also have to learn to heal. And part of my journey is healing, 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 healing. But what was said to me by my celestial family of Ra is, you know, because you go there to Kemet and you see how their graves have been dug up
Desecrated.
and desecrated,
Researched
and
and
you know,
yeah.
you know, just broken down, just
Yeah.
torn, you know. And
to think that we, the descendants of these people, are still alive. And this is what they're doing to our ancestors.
ancestors. So, you know, when I was, they saw me and they said, "Ooh, we can see that you are in despair, but you should know that Kemet lives within you." And it was very interesting that we had just passed the Easter, which for me is often, you know, the resurrection of Asa. It is when the Divine Mother Isis, Aset, resurrects within the body the spirit of Asa. When Divine Mother Isis takes the limbs of Osiris that have been spilled all over the Nile and Egypt itself, and she spent so much time looking for the limbs of her beloved that had been desecrated and pulled apart and destroyed and buried in different places. And she takes those limbs. She relentlessly, she does not give up her quest to find her beloved and put his limbs back together. And when she puts his limbs back together, eventually she sings him back to life. She sings him back to life. And with this resurrection, we are being resurrected. The empire of Kemet is being resurrected within us. Those pyramids, those sacred temples are within us. Our own energy bodies are holding the divine architecture. So they knew, they had foresight. They knew what would happen. They were immensely wise, benevolent beings. They could see through time. They could see through many cycles, the rise and the fall. And they planned for everything. They planned for everything. And that is why it is so vastly important, immensely important, that you know who you are so that you can align with the architecture within your body that gives rise to that which is needing to be resurrected through you. Mm-hmm. Seeing your body as a vessel for the resurrection, the resuscitation, the renewal of your most ancient, wise, loving, and benevolent ancestors that are timeless. So we can always create the space within ourselves.
Jump in just a moment in what you're saying. You're talking about Asa, Aset, and the resurrection, and these Ra, like colloquially, I'll say gods. Mm-hmm. Personally, now this is me. Mm-hmm, this is not a school of thought.
Yeah.
This is not a universal perspective. This is me. Not devil's advocate, me.
Okay.
I don't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't pray. I don't worship. I don't offer sacrifices to anything. Mm-hmm. People say I'm spiritual.
Yes.
I'll take that. People say I'm Rasta. I'll take that. People call me Sangoma, Nyanga, whatever. I'll take that. I call myself what I call myself.
Mhm.
And what I call myself is nothing,
Mhm.
basically. Because here's here's where my question is going.
Okay.
Set, well, Osiris, Isis, and that story, we hear a lot about it. You know,
Mhm.
it's always told. You, Princess, High Priestess Sophia, Khabu, Mukhatla, Khafela, Nkosazana. I don't believe in God.
Mhm.
God, gods, or any other description of divinity that is beyond me.
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
Well, what I can say is that in life, we have allies, we have community. So, first and foremost, my mother and my father are my allies. They are my community. They nursed me. They put food on the table. They nurtured my personality. They gave me values and they gave me principles. So I believe that to walk this earth and to believe that you've done it all by yourself alone, would be something else. So I am like you in the sense that I love that definition of I am no one, no thing, no thing. I love and I always first and foremost honor myself as an ancestor. I honor my divinity. I recognize I am a divine being. And I recognize that at the highest level, I am God. And I know there's going to be a lot of, tweets that are going at she is God. How is she God? How? But I think that the concept behind God is that we have monolithicized. Now I'm inventing words. Gore, go na le modimo o i-one o dulang in heaven
On top of the high mountain.
with a beard that is going to condemn and judge you. You must follow these 10 whatever principles in order to be welcomed into the Garden of Eden. And for me, I personally do not agree with that principle. I think that it's a system, again, that is created to, oppress and enslave humanity. So that is why I have dedicated my life to firstly know. I have spent many, many years breaking down these ideas. And of course, the spirit that guided me to break down these ideas is my higher self, is my I am presence that has guided me from the time I was young all the way until I have to celebrate myself. I have to honor myself and how I got myself through all of this and got myself to this point. But I also have to honor my allies, those along the way when I doubted myself, when there was nothing to mirror who it is that I am, when there was nothing that I needed the support, the community, and including Asa and Aset in their own right are also their ancestors, their own inner divinity, and because they have gone through the trials and tribulations, they have faced them in those lifetimes. And that's what ultimately our ancestors are. Our ancestors are a library of information that has been, collected through eons of time on this planet. They have gone through wars, they have gone through plague, famine. They've also had good harvests, good gold. They've gone through the golden age. They've gone through. So when you tap into the wisdom of the people that were existed before here and now, you have a much broader, a much wider resource of information through time of what happens when there's wars. How do you resuscitate yourself? How do you deal with the nervous system when your nervous system, especially your soul? Maybe we might understand how to treat the body or the mind, but the soul is eternal, and the soul needs its own medicine to be able to thrive. And that is often where we fall short, in Western medicine, in medicine that is only based on a finite, time frame. But when you're looking at a more
that is true. Western medicine looks at things on a mechanical, finite level, whereas spirituality looks at things on a more holistic. And religion, society, politics, neoculture has taught us to go back to the word you created,
monotheistic.
So monotheistic would mean
monotheistic.
One. It's a combination of monotheism. Also, it's a whole thing. But I understand exactly what you're saying. The whole teaching that God is one, God is in heaven, and God is a man.
A witch or a magician only speaks where they are seen and where they are honored. We don't go around to indoctrinate people. Maybe that is a thing that comes from religion. Batho ba tswa ko kae, and then they go into other people's cultures and their traditions and other people's lands, and they brainwash people and they colonize people and indoctrinate people. And that is something that religion does. It's, and I'm not talking all religion, one size fits all. If I see things in this perspective, this superiority complex, that if I believe in something, then I need to then take my belief and indoctrinate other people, the next person, and indoctrinate nations and colonize nations and judge and condemn their spirituality, their choices, and all of that. So most witches, a real witch, since we are talking about witches, most high priestesses, magicians, light workers, they will only, I come here to this show because I was invited. I was told that, hey, there are people that appreciate the sort of wisdom that you carry. So please do come and share. But if we're not invited, we don't show up.
Yeah, man.
We don't show up. We show up where we are called. You understand the reason of why you are waking up and coming to work. If there's no calling,
there's no point.
There's no point.
Exactly.
So I would say that is the difference between a witch and perhaps someone that is
to level the playing field. I say you're a witch because you are a witch. I'm not labeling you, but I'm a wizard.
I just see, tweets going, hey, witch,
Witch,
sorcerer,
yeah, bad. No,
bad
no.
person.
But let's understand the etymology, the history, what it means to be a witch, what it means to be a wizard. I'm a wizard. I'm a proud magician. And I've said it many times before, I'm a grandmaster of a coven,
Oh, wow.
And magic is my life. I don't disappear through walls. That's not magic. I don't make elephants appear out of a hat. I don't practice that type of magic. I practice real magic. Now, real magic is healing the sick, correcting negative situations. Real magic is being a solution to a problem. Real magic is shining a light where darkness once ruled. Real magic is raising a family, respecting children, not expecting to be respected by children, because magic is a childish endeavor. You can never practice magic as a mature person. You need the inner child to be always alive.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Magic is my life. I raise my children magically. My home is magical.
Oh, that is incredible.
But you're a witch. I'm a wizard. Here's the thing. If it's called, if it's masculine, it's understandable. If it's feminine, there's something wrong with it. From your perspective, where, when, how, and why? Where, when, how, and why did this battle, this line between man and woman, ibuya planned? Because in the magic tradition, sorry for that, you see how I'm dressed? I'm dressed like this to represent the divine feminine. This is my life with my inverted commas, my duke, my scarf, my dress, my shawl. I dress like this to represent my mother. This is my personal reasons for dressing like this. When I appear in public, I'm sitting on my mother's lap. This is where my support, my strength, my wisdom, my mother tongue comes from. My mother. I don't believe in God. I said this. I don't pray to God. I don't know God. I don't even want to know God. I'm not interested. Do you know why? I know my mother. And that's enough God for me. I don't need to know anything beyond that or above that. If there's anything above uMambhele, ulanga lokulungu, uKhubona, uMafungwenya, uDlambulo, uNombikazi, uNdaba Ezitha, uMabongwana Zigusha, uMpundu Zingazingangiwa, that's my mother. If anything is above her, it is uMaphungula, uNomasikisiki, indlovu edla yodwa ngoba mayidla nezinye zayiphangela. Inyoni yezwe, inyoni esindwa sisila sayo, that's my mother's mother. I don't see God as a man. I can't see God as a man. I know my flaws. I know my weaknesses as a man. Therefore, I cannot view any other man as a God because I know my flaws as a man. Instead, I was raised by my mother. I have 4 mothers, tons of sisters. I was raised around feminine energy. And the only thing that I saw sustainable, the only thing that I saw true and real in my life was a feminine energy, a mother. So don't come to me and tell me that there's a God in the sky. I've never seen him. I know my mother in her bedroom, on her bed, and whenever I'm in trouble, I go to her.
Beautiful.
I don't pray. I don't have time to pray. I don't have the intelligence to pray. If praying is intelligent, then I'm not intelligent. But if praying is foolish, then I'm super intelligent because I don't have time to pray. I do not know how to pray. When I talk to my beloved, my empress, the mother of my kingdom, Auntombi, I'm talking to the creator of my reality.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So, where now did this bridge between men and women, this relentless war, when did it start? From your perspective, high priestess, witch.
Wow. I don't even know how to answer. I don't even know how to answer that question. But all I can say is that we made that choice. We chose that. We chose the separation. If we did not choose it, it would not have happened. So whatever time frame, timeline that it happened because there was choice. It happened because we chose to walk away.
I wish you
from
can engrave that in stone. It happened because there was choice.
Mhm.
We chose.
We chose.
Can we choose the opposite maybe to fix things?
We absolutely can. We absolutely can. But again, it can only be rewoven. We can only be woven back to our true identity through the choices that we make moment to moment to moment, day by day. It is choice. You have to walk towards that choice. You have to act from that space. If you don't choose it, if you don't act from it, if you don't align with it, it ain't going to happen. It's never going to happen.
It's a choice. It all comes down to, like, someone comes to you and presents the salvation of the Lord Jesus Christ, you choose to follow.
Yes.
Someone comes and introduces the salvation of Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, all praises given to Allah. You choose to follow that. Someone comes and says to you, you're a witch. Why did you choose it?
I chose it because it is part of my human identity.
Magic is in our nature.
Magic is our nature, the golden magical child, as you would say it. In Kemet, they will refer to Horus, the child. That is who we are. We are here to create magic. We are here to play, to express ourselves.
You're a Harry Potter fan?
And I often like to, yes, I love Harry Potter. I love Game of Thrones. I love the dragon stuff. What is it with the dragons? All the witchy witch.
You magic, my type of girl.
Magic, all the magic stuff.
You
science fiction, all that stuff about other planets and aliens and magic. And I love it. I mean, that's all I watch. And so, yes, the people like us have to demystify.
I like that. We have to demystify magic. Okay, etymology. M-A-G-I-C comes from M-A-G-I-C-K, which comes from M-A-G-U-S, which comes from M-A-G-I, which means the one who keeps knowledge, the knowledgeable one, the keeper of knowledge. There's nothing sinister about magic.
Thank you. That is immensely healing. That is immensely healing. And
so we need to demystify who we are. We are magical beings. The first act of magic is light came together with darkness and life was born.
Absolutely. There's actually a flash of light the moment the sperm and
The
the egg.
sperm and the egg,
There's actually a
exactly.
flash, and no one can
Light
explain
came
it.
together
Yeah.
with darkness and life happened. That's the first act of magic. The second act of magic, gestation. Inside a person was formed. That's magical. I don't know what else is magical besides that.
You know? Yeah, how can you exclude magic out of the equation? How could you possibly do that?
The next act of magic is a whole life experience comes out of a human being that is separate from the source's experience, but will be eternally connected.
Beautiful.
That's magical.
Magical.
The fact that I meet you wherever I meet you, like today I met you here, and me and you could create a life experience, that's magical.
That's magical.
Magic is all around us. Once we suppress, we mystify, we force underground a natural phenomena, negative happens. The negative relationships between men and women. Absolutely. The negative results of those negative relationships. We are going to give birth to children who are the results of those negative relationships.
Absolutely.
What's the steps we need to take as witch and wizard to correct?
My daily practice, and this is my, for me, is I call those two aspects within myself that are at war, that are in conflict. And I tell them that today we are coming into union, oneness. At whatever level that you are ready, at whatever level that you are ready to embrace oneness, let us do. That is, we were talking about prayer or intention or, in the morning when I wake up, that's my daily practice, is to bring these two opposing aspects of the self, to weave them back together. Other people call it tantra, or whatever it is, yoga,
Samaitawi.
Absolutely. So for myself, I have to encourage
that union
and inspire. And hopefully when I do that on a day-to-day basis, it emanates through my expression, the way I relate to others, in bringing that union through the choices, that I don't suppress my own inner masculine and I don't suppress my own inner feminine, that I embrace them both, because it's not about the feminine overriding the masculine and calling the masculine, what was that, men, what was that
toxic.
hashtag? There was a hashtag.
Hashtag men are trash.
Hashtag men are trash. No, my beloved is not trash. My own inner divine masculine is not trash. I honor him just as I honor my own inner divine
Can I put
feminine.
you to a challenge on camera? As a representative of the masculine, as a representative of the feminine, can you call it a truce? Why are you hesitant?
I'm not hesitant. I reached out.
This means this masculine-feminine war is over.
It is. There is no war.
There is no war. There is no sides. There are no sides. We are one and the same thing.
We are one and the same, brother.
And I hope we could take this energy and spread it out.
Absolutely.
And let it affect even those at the farthest corners. Because we are having psychological problems. Now, I believe, I'm not a psychologist. I'm a magician. I'm a wizard. I'm a warlock. Caster of spells.
Spellcaster.
The greatest issue that I've come across is not poverty, disease, famine, war, economics. It's family structure. The core of the society, the core of the community. If we could sort those dynamics out, I believe we're going to produce, we could produce, we potentially may produce superheroes.
The next golden age.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Look at the achievements of Nubia. In Nubia, Meroe, Sudan now, there are more pyramids than there were in Egypt. Look at the great Zimbabwe, known as Zimbabwe today. There are more ancient structures than ancient Egypt. Look at South Africa, where we live now, where me and you met today, but there's older structures than the pyramids here, you know?
Absolutely.
Meaning, the science of feminine, masculine union has always been studied by our people,
Yes.
put into practice, and great achievements were seen through that.
Yeah.
We lost it when religion came into play. When one aspect of our reality lost favor and one aspect of our reality gained favor. How now, brown cow, do we solve that dilemma?
Well, we solve it through choice and
Again.
we solve it through education, not indoctrination, because we can't take the same thing that was done
That put
to
us in trouble and
now we
do it to get out of
use
trouble.
it the same thing, you know. But to be quite honest, humanity has to choose that. You can't just say, I want Shambhala or heaven on earth, the golden age, whatever. We're not on a day-to-day basis. You're not making the choices that are bringing you closer to that reality. Whether you are doing it in government, whether you are doing it in the health system, in the education system, you are still implementing, regurgitating the same systems that are outdated, that are not working, but you are still implementing. You are not learning. You are not learning from the past.
Living the reality you want to see.
Yes.
Yes,
Through the breath, through the action, through the choice.
By your words, not by mine. From your mouth, your lips, your tongue, you are saying a lot of people are hypocrites.
Absolutely.
Living hypocritical lives. Whether it's relationships, whether it's careers, whether it's service, whether it's just life in general. We want to see, you know, Peter Tosh, he once sang a song, everybody wants to go to heaven, but none of them want to die. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The death of what is outdated, what is no longer working, the death of the ego. And not in terms of the ego the ego will always be there, but it must come now into alignment with the I am presence, the higher
self. The ego
self.
must be in harmony with the I am.
I am.
Briefly, ego on the right, I am on the left. I'm uneducated. All I know is, what is ego? I am. Break it down for me.
We have a body. We have a brain. And this body, this brain, this DNA I hope that is clear enough English. Has memories that has been collected over many lifetimes. So based on what your ancestors experienced, whether they experienced war, whether their homes were taken away from them, whether they were very powerful and greedy and they ruled over other people, whatever your ancestors were up to, all of that information gets recorded in your DNA and it gets recorded in the brain. This brain, this DNA, the memories, the imprints, it creates a physical identity.
Which, by
It's
the way,
almost
is the
like
first
a
thing
veil.
that forms.
It's a veil that
in a
gets
fetus.
placed. Absolutely. It's a veil. We call them veils, masks. And your I am presence comes into the body that holds the conditioning, the preconditioning of your ancestors. So it's like a filter, a filter through which you will perceive
the world.
The world. Your body is a technology. The ego in itself, get technology. So get Mac, what iOS, Monterey, or
I once discovered that the
the
ego,
software.
the software that the ego uses is as powerful as 26 million supercomputers connected on one server. So the power of all those computers at once is equivalent to the power of the processing of your soul.
So your soul is being expressed through this processor, through this software. The software reads. That's why I say the ego. You don't kill it like that. The ego in itself must upgrade to be able to read the wisdom and the essence of your divinity so that it can translate.
You mentioned that the ego has to do with the soul memory, your ancestral memory, whatever your ancestors got up to, and their faults and their flaws and their victories. It's all there in your DNA. A lot of people, and a lot of people buy a twasa today. It's a new phenomenon. It's the new in thing. It's the new fashion.
Oh boy, yeah.
Everybody we are twasa and everybody else we are twasis. It's the reality.
It's the reality.
We even go on social media and you find every second show on social media. Here's my question. Njengoba sithwasa kangaka sithwasa sonke senza le fashion show yokuthwasa. What you are speaking about now, is it considered incorporated or just totally ignored?
Incorporated or totally ignored? I'm not understanding.
We are speaking about the ego that needs to upgrade, not to continue the RAM that came with it. We need to upgrade the system. Is that approach a reality in spiritual circles?
It is.
All?
Well, not.
We hear people saying, I drink alcohol because my ancestors want it. I'm sleeping with so-and-so because my grandfather is attracted to so-and-so.
Yeah.
I'm asking on that basis. And just to close off.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. And I think it just comes back to you have to use your own discernment around culturally what humans have. Because I always say people misrepresent our ancestors. Even like my own ancestors, they said to me, misrepresent. To the extent that you blame us for your own flaws and for your own addictions and all of you blame us. You are misrepresenting
your own
us.
warped sexualities.
Yeah. So no, the ancestors, they speak about that. I blame our rona.
And it's all you're doing.
And it's all your choice. It's all you're doing. But it is about the strength of your spirit and honoring your spirit and cultivating a relationship with your spirit, creating. That's why, like you say, yoga is important, diet, education, in the breaking down of the indoctrination that then allows you, because people want other people, they're addicted to having other people telling them what to do. They're addicted to having other people. It's like, when it show me what to do, tell me what to do.
Vicarious living. We're living through other people's experiences.
Other people's experiences. Because they're too lazy to empower themselves
Precisely.
to do the real work. I'm not talking about the opatela $6,000 so you can get a certificate to get this, what. I am talking about doing their work day by day by day. And that's how much self-love.
Ngiyakuthanda wena yazi.
If you love yourself enough, you will show up for yourself through your daily choices.
Repeat that. If you love yourself enough, you will show up. But me and you agreed. Masculine, feminine, it's a truce now.
It's a truce.
This battle is
There's
over.
no war.
We are not fighting.
We are not fighting.
We don't have a reason to fight because we are the same thing.
We are the same thing. Marcos, yeah.
I usually tell my students, I'm the most feminine man you'll ever come across. And then they say, what? What do you mean? I say, no. I'm more feminine than I am masculine by choice. Let's take that tradition of honoring our mothers, honoring our sisters, honoring our daughters, honoring our grandmothers, because without them, not even a tree would grow. An apple would grow from a tree. The first agriculturalists were women. First architects were women. First scholars, first doctors. There's this Imhotep was the first doctor history. It's false. Yay! Seshat was the first doctor, and Per Seshat was the first medical school before Imhotep existed. So let's honor the divine feminine within us and remember that we are living on Mother Nature. We speak our mother tongue and we are breathing in mother oxygen. But anyway, it's time that we come back to who we truly are and honor the mother, honor the divine feminine, honor our sisters, honor our daughters, honor our grandmothers, because without them, there is no existence. We are Africans, first and foremost. And according to our mythologies, we owe whatever we are to Unom Tabugo, the mother who gave birth to Unom Kubulwane. And then Velingangi came along. So there's about 3 women before there was ever a masculine energy in existence. Let's come back to honoring our origins. I honor you. I worship you. I kiss the ground you walk upon. I'm not just saying this to you. I'm saying this to all women, all mothers. Carry on being what you are to us. Shine the light and never let it go dim. Give thanks.
I give thanks, and I am immensely grateful to share this beautiful sacred space with you, Mkulu, High Priest, Divine Masculine. Thank you. I am so grateful that we have been able to do this together.
As one.
So grateful.
Give thanks.